Hi.
Hi,
Thank you so much for meeting with me today,
of course.
and welcome to STS's Success Talk series.
Thank you.
I'm Leah, and I'm the Peer Success Coach Graduate Assistant here at Binghamton. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I would love to. My name is Alexis. I'm a peer success coach. I'm a senior. I'm a music major. I have a Judaic Studies minor. Yeah.
Yes, awesome. Well, great to have you, Alexis. I am very excited to have this discussion and showcase some resources available to students here. So today's topic is going to be rest. Would you like to share a little bit about what this topic means to you?
Sure. So I first want to point out that rest does not always mean sleep or any sort of activity where you are sleeping or taking a nap or anything like that. I happen to feel rested when I'm doing activities that I enjoy, that bring me joy. So that's like one thing that I wanted to point out. But I think that rest is a really important thing to implement into your schedule, your daily schedule, especially in college. And I think it can be really hard to lose sight of when you need rest and when your body like physically can't take it anymore, if you're like really stressing yourself out to the point where you're just overwhelmed. So I think it's a really important topic, especially for college students. So yeah.
Yes, and I definitely agree that rest isn't just taking a nap or getting a full night's sleep. While those are important, there are other things that can help make you feel rested. Which brings us to our first question, which is what makes you feel rested?
So me personally, obviously, aside from getting a good night's sleep, I feel rested whenever I am doing something that kind of allows me to express myself creatively and forget for a minute how, all the work that I have to do. And it just allows me to like have an outlet. So for me, that's music. I'm a music major, I'm a musician. So anytime I can just sit at the piano and play some music or even write some music or sing a song that I like or even just listen to it, that for me is very relaxing and restful, even if a lot of the work that I'm doing is also music related. It's just a different context. So when I can do it for my own enjoyment and kind of freestyle, I feel very rested. And whenever I'm with good friends, family, I feel very at peace. That's restful to me.
Thank you for sharing. I love that. And I definitely think that high up on my list of things that makes me feel rested is listening to some music I really like. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
My next question for you is how did you learn the importance of rest?
So I actually didn't really acknowledge how important it was until I came to college. In high school, I was very like not over programmed, but I was constantly, I after school went straight to work or straight to an extracurricular activity, didn't get home till later that night, had dinner late, and then was up late doing homework. And it was just a very like programmed, not a lot of time in that schedule to be resting. So that, but I had my family because I was living at home. So I had my parents to be like, okay, like you should take a break or like rest, reminding me and just keeping me at peace because I was in an environment that was for me like very comfortable. So that was, I don't think I thought about rest necessarily, just because it was like built into my life, not necessarily my schedule, however. And then when I came to college, and I was not forced but encouraged to be independent and start to design my schedule in a way that would be most beneficial for myself. And I didn't have, my parents telling me when to take a break, when to rest. I sort of realized that like self-care was definitely a priority of mine and rest is a part of that. So when my schedule started to get really busy, that's when I kind of realized, okay, like it's important for me to look at my schedule and figure out a time where I can take a breather, rest a little bit, prioritize my mental health and physical health.
So you're intentional about putting rest into your schedule.
Yeah, definitely.
Does it look like that when you're like building your schedule for classes as well?
Definitely. I think my first priority in building my schedule is just making sure I am taking the classes that I need to take or want to take. But if I've encountered situations where I've looked at my schedule and said, okay, if I take this class at this time, I will have no time for myself, no break whatsoever. And I'll kind of try to redesign my schedule in a way that would allow me to make sure that I'm like able to take the classes and do my work in a way that allows me to like also be able to rest and not completely overwhelm myself.
Yeah. So when the semester is underway, how do you find time for rest?
I try to, if I have breaks between my classes, I'll try to, before I like sit down to do work, I'll try to make sure I give myself some time. Maybe I'll listen to a few songs. Maybe I'll go down to a practice room in the Fine Arts Building and work on some of my own music. I'll go get coffee. That's like an activity for me. Um, I'll call one of my parents. I'll call a friend. Just any little activity that just like takes me out of the zone of like doing hard work. That's how I implement rest into my schedule during the day, during the craziness.
I love that. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
So we've talked a lot about the importance of rest and how it works for you on an individual basis. But as a whole, for Binghamton students, are there resources you know about on campus that help with rest for students?
Yes, there are some resources. I know that recently I've seen a lot of stuff on social media about the mindset mentors, and there is the Be Healthy initiative, and they advertise a lot about mental health and how students can take care of themselves and rest and just prioritize wellness during their day-to-day schedules. So they have something called Virtual Wellness Wednesdays. They talk a lot about your well-being in the classroom. There is a station in the library that has coloring books and puzzles and activities that you could do, and that is through the Be Healthy initiative and Be Healthy in the Stacks. And I think it's just a good reminder, especially in the library, because that's usually where you go for like hard work and intense work. And it's a good reminder to like kind of take a break when you need to. And I think there's a lot of really good resources all around campus that promote that. So yeah.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier, I know, about the importance of mental health and how that can be good for your rest as well, to have that kind of like resources that you're able to get connected with to help you take a breath and kind of step away from the stress.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here today and having this discussion with me. It was really great to hear about your experience with rest so far and kind of get a look into resources available to Binghamton students.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and if anyone is interested, you are definitely encouraged to sign up for an appointment with Alexis, with me, with any of the other success coaches. We would love to talk to you about building rest into your schedule and what that can look like for you.